If you go into what exactly Hindu dharma has to say, finally, all that is there is one non-dual. We are much more than this monotheism. So, in fact, monotheism, we can make it look silly. But then we didn't go into that. And we didn't go into that, we just left it alone. And as long as you respect us, we respect you. Even if you don't respect us, we respect you. So that's what we are. But there are religions which don't respect us and they show in their action by converting. Jews don't convert. And therefore they may not respect us, but definitely they don't proselytize. Therefore it's okay for us. And even if you don't respect, we respect you. We have no problem with you. Therefore this is how I talked and then brought both the traditions together, and then we have one-to-one talking. And that has resulted in a very beautiful declaration. And so this declaration every Hindu Jew should know. For this we are going to have a in the Taittiriya Upanisad, at the end of the second chapter, there is a section which tries to present what is Lokika Ananda, the relative Ananda, experiential. In the wake of something, you become happy or unhappy. We are dealing with happiness now. So in the wake of something, an accomplishment, success, event, and a desire fulfilled in a desirable way, there is some happiness. So this happiness is called Vasayananda. Vidhyananda. If you solve a puzzle, there is Ananda. The resolution of the puzzle itself gives you some happiness. That is called Vidhyananda. If you understand something, also there is some Ananda. There is a reason for it, we will talk about it further. We have talked about it, we will talk about it more. Then some manipulations you can make, induce to condition of yourself emotionally. And a desirable condition through practice of yoga. Yoga means Chittavritti Nirodha, that kind of yoga, pranayama and all. There will be some experiential Ananda. Different quality Ananda. Or a laughing gas Ananda. Induced Ananda. So this kind of Ananda is called Lokika Ananda. A substance-born Ananda. destroying a person in the process. So thus we have different types of Ananda. All of them are Lokika Ananda. Now the Upanishad says, Saishanandasya Mimamsa bhavati Sa Yesha Mimamsa Anandasya Anandasya Sa Yesha Mimamsa bhavati. Mimamsa, analysis, a calculus. That Ananda, Anandasya, Ananta was the original discussion, converted into Ananda by the Shastra, to tell us Ananta is Ananda. The meaning of Ananta is no antaha, no antam yasya, Anantam Brahma. Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahma. Jnana means Atma. There is no other source of consciousness except you. And it is Satyam. I'll come back to Satyam at the end. Okay? It is Satyam, but I have talked this morning. Morning talk was a little terse. And purposely it was done. Let it be terse. And sit there. We will take it up and then make it easy later. Now in the meantime, let us go about with this text now. So, that Anantam, the limitless, place-wise, space-wise, time-wise, limitless. And that limit, object-wise also, because all objects are time-space. So time-wise limitless, if you say space-wise limitless, all objects are included. And therefore, no object is away from this consciousness which is Satyam is. Satchit Ananta. That is Taittiriya Upanishad. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Brahma is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Satchit Anantam Anandam Brahma. So it has, the word Anantam is in apposition with consciousness, not opposition, okay? Opposition. I oppose, I propose, I oppose. Correct? I oppose. That is a way of pronouncing the word from Kerala. So, oppose. Why do you oppose me? Why do you say wo? Wo is there, oppose. That's how we learn English. We just read what is written there. Afterwards, learn dropping a few letters. Afterwards, it takes a long time. Dropping one or the other, emphasizing differently, where to put the accent and all that. We learn, but we don't completely learn. Write we will properly. Don't ask us to read. What I said is apposition. A-P-P-O-S-I-T-I-O-N. Apposition. Means all the three words are one object. There is no second object. That means Anantam is Satyam, Satyam is Anantam, Anantam Satyam is Jnanam, Jnanam is Satyam, Jnanam is Anantam. There is no other object except this. No other reality. All the words are in opposition. Like when you say, so this man, so and so, A, Mr. A. A is an actor, director, and owner. He is the producer. So, Mr. So-and-so is producer. Unless he is the producer, he can't be a director of this movie. It's a losing proposition. He is the producer and he is the director, and unless he is the director, this fellow will never be taken as an actor. And he is the actor. He is the producer, he is the director, and he is the actor. And the audience is his wife, nobody else. So this is, so three words are there. Producer, director, actor is Mr. A. How many fellows are there? One. Therefore, A is actor, A is director, A is producer. Who is the producer? Mr. A. Who is the director? Mr. A. Who is the actor? Mr. A. Who is the audience? That is his wife, different. That is different. She is obliging him. After his promise that he will take her to Hawaii. And therefore, so that is why, otherwise she won't come. So, you understand the whole situation. Now, my interest is only in your understanding. There is only one person, Mr. A, who is director, who is actor, etc. The words are in apposition. A-P-P-O. Apo. Apposition. That's grammar. And similarly, what is Brahman? It is Jnanam. First one you should take that. Brahman is Jnanam. It is in the form of consciousness. That which is invariable in anything connected to knowledge. Knower is connected to knowledge. Knowledge is knowledge again. And then again, the object of knowledge is connected to knowledge. You can't think of an object unless the object is consciousness. And you can't say, this is the knowledge I have. And that knowledge is also consciousness of the object. Object consciousness. Both are one and the same, really speaking. And the knower. Because you recognize the object in your thought, in your cognition. Therefore, subject also is conscious. And therefore, without consciousness, there is no subject. Without consciousness, there is no object consciousness. And without consciousness, therefore, there is no object either. Therefore, it is Satyam. So, that which is invariable is Satyam. The subject-object both are Satyam. Satyam consciousness is consciousness. And therefore limitless. Anantam. The same Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam Brahman, which is Atma. Consciousness is Atma. This is a very astounding reality. You think you are one among the various things in the world. We saw even sun becomes a pit cell. It will disappear. For another level you go, it will disappear. And then your position, the earth is not in the picture. Is not in the picture. Earth is gone. It's very, very humbling. So when that's the truth about this is my thinking. This is me. It's insignificant. But then I am significantly opposite. I am the limitless Satyam. So I am limitless Satyam, limitless Jnanam, in terms of consciousness, limitless Ananta. Atma is therefore, next line, Tasmad etasmad atmanaha akashasam bhutaha akashad vayuhu. From that Brahman, which is already proved that it is Atma, from Brahmatma alone, all these have come. All these are sustained. All these go back. Knowing this, one becomes Anandi Bhavati. This Brahmatmanam Labdva Anandi Bhavati. Knowing this Brahmatma, Atma that is limitless, knowing this is what I am, Anandi Bhavati. He is free from unhappiness. He becomes really the whole. Let us use the word Ananda. So this is the great you. Then Tasya Anandasya, now Tasya Anandasya Yesha Mimamsa. That Ananda alone lends its being to your experiential Ananda. You get Lesha, Ananda Lesha. In quality, it is comparative. In its lasting time, it is comparative. And therefore, it is in quality of happiness, like food. You eat something you like, there is some happiness. You read a book and you are happy, it's too different. And between also you listen to music and you are happy, that's another type of happiness, aesthetic happiness. So there is an aesthetic happiness, there is knowledge happiness, there is good, you have a good digestive system, you have a good appetite, and good things are available, and you are happy, and you are not always measuring your critical measurements, worried about weight increase, etc. And therefore, so you have got all the qualities. One is appetite is there, the digestive system is there, very good, and everything is in place, and you have hunger and food available, and no worry about weight. That this wonderful, this fellow will have Vasayananda, food Ananda he will have. He will eat food and he will have Ananda. And another good thing I heard is a new research. The new research is, then the intellectuals who think, they use more energy, and but then the difficulty is they require glucose for this thinking. Then if it goes down that level little bit, and then they would like to eat and then keep that level going. And therefore, this extra glucose ke liye, and for this purpose he is eating. And in the process, even though he thinks all right, he thinks that's all. He thinks all right means all thinking is not right. He thinks. He has got some intellection, no doubt. But in the process he becomes obese. Madhya Pradesh goes on increasing. And so this is, and therefore, so you don't conclude anyone who is obese is thinking. Don't say that. Don't say a thing. The thinking person can become obese. It's a new research. They keep on, they run out of objects, these kind of things. The subject matter for analysis. Something like this, they just go on analyzing. And okay, and this fellow is wonderful. Suppose he has got appetite and he's got all these things, but he can't take up a book and read. What Ananda you will have? One fraction. He can't have Vidhyananda. Suppose some classical music. One doesn't have any insight about classical music. Then you will say, why he says, why there is so much shaking? Why is his voice is so shaky? You will say, Indian music I'm talking. And why is he shaky? Why is he shaky? Why don't you say, Maha Ganapatim? Why should you not say like this? They say it differently. And therefore, so why there is gamaka? Gamaka means this ornamentation. Why? All the notes are ornate notes. Why? That is Indian music. And if you don't have understanding of this music, you can't enjoy the music also fully. So you have to know what it is. So Vidhyananda is entirely different. Only human being can have Vidhyananda. Aesthetic Ananda, then knowledge Ananda, Sudoku Ananda. So suddenly I remember that, The Sudoku means Vidya. Kind of Vidya. You challenge your intellect and then you solve it. Sudoku Ananda, not long lasting because you thought you have solved it, afterwards you found two numbers are the same. And so Ananda is gone. Sudoku Ananda. So like this we challenge ourselves and solve, then there is Ananda. That is called Vidhyananda. Nobody can deny you that. Cheap. Somebody bought the newspaper and threw it away. And the Sudoku was there. So you take and then make yourself happy. And solve. Who can deny you that? At the airport you find in the waiting room, departure lounge, these papers are all there left behind. And there are fellows who are intelligent and who do not buy a paper and go to the departure lounge, pick up whichever paper he wants. He can choose also. He can take 2, 3 papers. Indians do this. The Kmart people. Kmart? Why should you go somewhere else and pay? If it is not available in flea market, we'll go to K-market. We'll go to K-market if it is not available in F market. F market means flea market. And Sudoku will give you cheap joy. Therefore, there are different types of happiness. This is called Lokika happiness. And now he wants to point out, any type of happiness you pick up, it is only a clearance of the wanting person for the time being. Now we are going to measure this kind of happiness called Lokika happiness. Because of a situation, there is happiness. This is called depending upon certain situations, you gain happiness. This is Lokika Ananda. So we want to set up some kind of a measuring scale. How to measure happiness? You can't weigh it. You can't quantify it. So how we are going to do that? Ingenious method. In the Upanishad. Upanishad means there is nothing more ancient than Upanishad. Written in humanity. I can say this and feel safe. The most ancient written book. Now this written book are received, these are all words and sentences. With a beginning and middle and end. Methodical. To unfold the truth. There is nothing other than Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahman. And that is Ananda. Therefore it is the end, ultimate end for a human being. This is Param. This is what is to be ultimately gained. Param apnoti. I will tie up later. Then what do they say? Saishanandasya mima gumsa bhavati yuvad syad sadhu yuvadhyayakaha asishto dridishto balishtaha iyam prithivi sarva vittasya purna syad sa ekaha manusha anandaha Sayeko Manusha Ananda. Setting up the measure, scale. Imagine a person, Mr. Devadatta. Whenever we want a person and give a name, we say Devadatta. If you want a second name, we say Yajnadatta. Want a third name, then Brahmadatta. We want a fourth name, Datta. Therefore, we have all these names. There is another name, Somadatta. Then Datta. Fifth name. Now, this Devadatta, who is he? You are young man, young adult, young man. You are means what do you think? Restless. Young and restless. Young and restless. But here, young and peaceful. Wow. Restless means where is happiness? Sadhu. He has got all the blessings, asishta. He has received all the blessings of teacher, etc. Upbringing is a blessing. A good upbringing is a blessing, good home is a blessing. And therefore he is asishta, recipient of all blessings. Okay, well brought up and all that. Because upbringing is a blessing. If upbringing is bad, then you are starting with a handicap. Conflict inside. Get into all the habits, which you have to neutralize later. So, important part of life, you pick up habits. And the more important part of life, you are neutralizing the habits. By the time these are all over, then you have also retired. And nothing to accomplish. The only thing that you can accomplish is my story. One book you can write. And you should read again and again. Nobody buys the book because everybody has an autobiography which is more complicated than yours. Correct, Dana? Therefore, it's all silly. So you are, and Sadhu you are. Because he has no conflict. Yatoktakari, paropakari, parakaryam sadhnoti iti sadhu. What is to be done for others, he does it. That takes a certain self-image. Without self-image, you can't help people. For the sake of self-image, you may help. That is where you get into trouble. And young people just, that's how they underachieve. Marry people whom they have to take care of. It's all control issue. In this country, a lot. A person marries the other whom a person can control. He is alcoholic, drug addict, unemployable. marry that person. That's underachieving. Because you have to control. Love is control. And the person depends upon you, you can control. It's all unconscious. I'm telling this so that when a chance comes, you can tell. Wait for a chance, okay? Never tell anything. Wait for a chance. When chance comes, you have to tell. All children should know. Never underachieve. You can help others, but you can't pick up partners whom you have to take care of in life. That won't work. It will break. Break your heart, break the marriage. It will break that person also, because he has to find out another person like you who will take care of him. Where will he find? It breaks his heart. So this is the lot of a person who doesn't have a background. And therefore heart-hardened, or one who is confused about what is normal, always guessing what is normal. And therefore you have got to, in order to be happy, you must have a good image of yourself. That is why sadhu you are. A young man, because to become a sadhu, it takes 60 years. He may become a sadhu. After 60 years, he is a sadhu. 60 years of after you are, understand? 60 plus 20. So then he is a sadhu. Why he is a sadhu? Because he can't do anything. And he has even 80 you can do. Even 80 you can do. But if you are not given up. So inside, suppose you had given up, I'm already 80. Over. It's your own thought. And therefore, a young man being sadhu is unheard of. But this Devadatta is special. Yuva syat sadhu, yuva. He is sadhu yuva. He is yuva and he is sadhu. That's why twice it is repeated. Young and sadhu, the same person cannot be. Yuva syat sadhu yuva adhyayakaha. Adhyayanam yasya. Very well studied, well informed, who has gone through study with the help of a teacher. So he has the blessing of learning, blessing of the teacher, elders, good upbringing, therefore ashishtaha. But all these are there, but he has no courage. The heart is full of chickens. You know, people eat chicken. Chicken, when you see going, this is what you eat, you must see the chicken. So you say simply Kentucky means there is some kind of a food. What is there? Moving, you should see, this is what I am eating. Kentucky is not from heaven. All local chicken. They were all like you walking. And therefore, that's just, whenever I get a chance, I just say. And so, and so all the chickens he ate, and somehow they managed to come and sit in his heart, making him chicken-hearted. And this fellow has no courage, always fear, asishtaha, but not dridishtaha. There is courage, there is perseverance, there is no aramba shuratvam. You start something, you don't stay with it. Everything Tirupati barber. Tirupati, this is another thing I have to tell. So Tirupati is Balaji. There people go there to give their hair. They get shaved there totally. There's some kind of offering. Very good. Because the entire ego is in the hair. And you give that. And happily you give that and come back. Seeing the person, oh, did you go to Tirupati? We will ask. Yes, I went to Tirupati. That is better than the chemotherapy, And so, this is Tirupati. And the fellow, this barber, there is so many clients. And there are rows of barbers. Rows of barbers are there. Sitting there. Ready. You can't go for a haircut and he doesn't know it. He only knows. So that's it. Only one thing he knows. Like Murari Babu. Murari, not Babu. Murari. In Rishikesh there was one Murari. I will tell you that story another time. And therefore, this story also is good. If Savitri Mani is here, and this story is, Murari story is good for drama. It's a good story. Murari story. Make a note. And so this, it's just, they do. What they do, they don't want to lose the clients. And there are some fellows are sitting around him. A new fellow, when you see them, when he sees all these people, he will say, aye. No, don't worry, I will just start. And I will give a shave, don't worry. And then he will call him, and 1 or 2 strokes. And so, and he will also make him sit along with others. All the new fellows will collect. Then one by one he will finish and then come to this fellow after 3 hours. This is called the Tirupati barber. Okay? This fellow, Tirupati, nothing is finished. You can't get out and go. And he will, at least like one stroke here, one stroke here. They may think that you have come from New York. But he will take it all in odd places. And so you can't move anywhere. You don't want to show what has happened to your children, to your father, to anybody. Therefore you just make it complete. And whether it is 1 hour or 2 hours or 3 hours, you sit and ask him, come on, when are you coming to me? When are you coming to me? These contractors of construction also do the same thing. So this is what they do. In India, this is what they do. You give a contract and he will go all over because he has to finish. So this money that he gets from you advance, he will use to finish the other one. He has no money. And then afterwards, he has to get one more advance to come back to you. And then this is how it is done. Tirupati. Because there is no perseverance, you need to be dridishtaha. What you have made, a sankalpa, what sankalpa you have made, sankalpa means resolve. And you stay with the resolve until it is over. That perseverance. Once you are convinced, then dridishtaha. Even to retreat, you must be a dridishtaha. Against all evidence to continue with something that is wrong is lack of dridata. So when you have to retreat, you should know. When to advance, you should know. That is the logistics of living. Dridishtaha. So when you have got courage and all that, you can get into trouble. Because, so you have got courage, and two fellows are fighting. You go in between. You are a puny creature, but dridishtaha, and you have got courage, ashishtaha, and you are sadhu, you are, and you go in between these two fellows to resolve the fight. Then you get sandwiched between the two fellows, both make this fellow chutney. So this is not very healthy. Yeah. So like that woman who was teaching karate. She is a black belt. And she was teaching in New York karate. This is not my own story. This is not made up story. It is reported story, and the reported person was one of the students of this black belt. And she always would tell the women in New York, you all should have a self-defense, this martial art, for self-defense. And karate is the best for it. And you can't say some of those things slowly, you do it. Oh, karate is hike, then you have to do like that. And so this karate is the best. And so she used to convince all these people, and so that nobody can get you, mug you. And but then one day she got mugged. Her student, she was in the hospital, badly hurt. And then this woman took some flowers, and then, who is her student, and then now she is lying there, and then he asked her, how come this happened to you? That fellow didn't know any karate. And so he didn't come, he didn't do all that. He came from behind and gave her one. That's it. Because you think that you have got karate, and therefore you freely go and then get all this. It's false. Misadventurism. And therefore, dridishtaha, you have to be balishtaha. You should be able to take care of yourself. Balishtaha means is strong. Not spending time to show. When you don't have anything here to show, you have to show this. So muscles, every muscle you can see. This is a great accomplishment. But that also needs dedication. Dedication. Namaha. Unto surrender unto muscles. Amma. It's a complete dedication. And it should be consistent work. One day you leave, one muscle will disappear from visibility, okay? So here, yuva, sadhu yuva, and well educated, and all the blessings he has got. And dridishtaha, very brave, courageous, highly resolved, and balishtaha, strong enough, healthy and strong. All these are there. In India, they have these arranged marriages. And so this, they will say, suppose the father tells his wife, for our Rukmani is the daughter of this man, South Indian, and then for our Rukmani, I have a good varan, good alliance, one boy I have seen. And this boy, so he's young and he's very quiet and very cheerful, and he's educated and very good manners, and very healthy. Should we give our Rukmani to him? Mami will ask, what is his job? What is his background, economic background? Nothing. Father was a petty clerk and he was living in a rented house. Then why are you thinking about this? Because the boy is very good. Asishtaha, dridishtaha, balishtaha, yuva, sadhu yuva. All this Taittiriya he quoted. So that is all okay. Therefore my Rukmani also along with him should go and beg. Correct? Where edavadhu parungo. Pochu. Correct thana mama? There is no way. You find out another fellow. This is what she told. Because there should be paisa. Marriage means you have required to run a home, create a home. If not immediately, he should have. Father says he has got the capacity to make a home. For that also he must have a starting, a jump start. Something must be there. There is nothing. How he is going to start anything? What will he do? So he will take up a job. Like his father, a petty job. We can't give. Now Devadatta, not only all this he has got, still he requires money. Asya syat, for this person, Devadatta, it belongs to him. What belongs to him? Iyam Prithvi. This earth. Oh, this earth, Sarva Prithvi. This entire earth along with all the ocean. Ocean also has got wealth. And the land mass. And the land surface, on the surface there is wealth. There is forest wealth. There is mineral wealth. Then fossil gas. oil underneath. All belong to him. So, Iyam Sarva Prithivi, this entire earth, Vittena Purna, Vittasya Purna means Vittena Purna, Iyam Prithivi, filled with all its wealth, it belongs to only Devadatta. Nobody else has any money, any wealth. Nobody else has got a piece of land. It's all on lease. You can go to Devadatta and get something. Everything belongs to him. This is ideal, correct? Yuva syat sadhu yuvadhyayakaha asishto dridishto balishtaha iyam prithivi sarva vittasya purna syat sayeko manusha anandaha. That is one unit of human happiness. Imagine. What else you can do? There is no such fellow on this earth. But Upanishad wants you to imagine. You can imagine this. There is nothing out of the ken of your knowledge. It is all within the scope of your knowledge. So you can imagine. These are all ideals for us. We always settle for something less. If all this you can have, it is wonderful. And this, everyone is desirable. You want to be always young. Nobody wants to get old. That is why all the wrinkles they remove. Why? You want to look young. And therefore, there is the plastic surgery. It's all to make you look young. Everybody wants to be young. That is why in this country, you have in English, So this fellow, he told me, this couple I saw, very old, and he's 80-year-old. And he said, Swamiji, you meet my girlfriend. No, girlfriend means, I am from India. Girlfriend means I always think some girl. Girl can be up to 20, 25 only we can use the word girl. And he asked me to look at a girlfriend. I was appalled, this 80-year-old fellow. He has got a girlfriend? What is this? Then I looked at the other, I was satisfied. And looked at the other, she must be 85. And 85. And she says, John is very kind to me. So, John... This culture also doesn't have a word. For this, what will you do? This poor old Western culture, so they never knew such a word, such a situation would come. And she says, he is my boyfriend, and she is his girlfriend. Can you say, he is the old woman friend? Can you say that? I like the spirit, okay? I like the spirit, good spirit. But the Western culture did not have a word for it. And therefore they get along with the same two words. He is a boyfriend and a girlfriend. One is 80, the other is 82. Everybody has to be young. Yuva syat sadhu yuva. Everything is there. You can think of. This is one unit of human happiness possible. By position, by your own self-image, it's all self-image. Self-image includes your owning up of your parentage. You are enjoying being what you are to a great extent. That is why asishtaha, that is why sadhu. Wonderful. No guilt. being sadhu. And so all guilt and hurt, they are all inhibiting factors. Therefore, ashishtaha, because he has no hurt, highly blessed. What a beautiful, guilt hurt free. Except some small core issues will be there to inhibit, otherwise it becomes, we are only setting up the measure. Now imagine 100 units of this happiness. Oh, 100 units? How can you get 100 units on this earth? 100 Devadattas you must have. Then that fellow must be owning the entire solar system. 100 units? No. Entirely different level of experience. In a different type of a body, celestial, angelic. And that person has an appropriate body to enjoy, a field of experience to enjoy, loka. And the person is called Manusa Gandharva. He looks like a human being, but Gandharva, very well informed of music, dance, etc., performing fine arts, is a Manusa Gandharva. 1 unit of Manusa Gandharva Ananda consists of 100 units of our ideal Devadatta. Only one Devadatta for the whole earth. That is not the end of it. The end has got some way to cover. We will do that later. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Arihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Arihi Om.